Have you ever noticed how sometimes information just seems to go in one ear and out the other?
Oh, yeah.
You read something, you hear something, but it just doesn't stick.
It's like it just evaporates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then other times, an idea just grabs you and won't let go. And I'm starting to think it all comes down to how we learn.
Oh, interesting.
And what we're talking about today, cooperative learning, might just change your whole perspective on that.
I'm excited to dive in.
Instead of that every student for themselves kind of vibe,
Right.
it's more about a we're all in this together approach.
Much more collaborative.
Exactly. So instead of just focusing on individual grades,
Yeah.
cooperative learning really emphasizes this idea of positive interdependence,
Absolutely.
but it also doesn't forget about personal responsibility.
Right. It's about finding that balance.
It's like you're part of a team.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own strengths, and everyone needs to contribute.
You got it.
But you can only really succeed if you work together.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Right. But it's not just about acing that next test.
No, it's bigger than that.
It's about developing as a person.
Totally. Like it's a built-in support system.
Yeah.
Everyone learning from each other, not just from the teacher, you know?
Right. So you're constantly interacting, explaining concepts,
Yes.
working through challenges together.
It's about growth, you know?
Yes, about growth.
Communication skills, confidence,
Yeah.
even that sense of belonging in a classroom.
Okay, so I'm sold on the why,
Good.
but help me out with the what here.
Okay.
What exactly is cooperative learning, and how is it different from just like regular group work?
Cooperative learning, it's all about maximizing learning for everyone.
Okay,
Have you heard that saying, a rising tide lifts all boats?
I have.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
It's not about pushing the high achievers even further ahead.
Right.
And it's definitely more structured than just random group work.
Gotcha.
There are actually three main types: formal groups, informal groups, and base groups.
All right, unpack those for me.
Okay, so
Formal groups, informal groups, base groups.
let's start with formal groups.
Okay,
They're kind of like mini project teams.
I like that.
They exist for a specific time,
Okay,
maybe a few days a week, and each person has a specific role to play.
gotcha.
Imagine working on a project about the rainforest.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
You might have a researcher gathering info, a recorder taking notes, and a presenter to share findings. Each role is like crucial to the project's success.
Like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
Everyone knows their part,
Yes.
works together towards that shared goal.
Right.
But what happens if one part of the machine breaks down?
Oh.
How do you deal with, say, personality clashes or someone not pulling their weight?
That's where the teacher's role becomes super important.
Yeah.
But hold on, we'll get to that a little later.
Okay.
Before we jump ahead.
Right.
Let's talk about those other group types. Informal groups.
Yeah.
Much more spontaneous.
Okay.
Think of those. Turn to your partner and discuss his moments.
Oh, got it.
They're great for quick brainstorming or checking understanding during a lesson.
So those little bursts of collaborative energy.
Exactly.
Okay. And what about base groups?
Well,
They sound pretty, well, base level.
you could say that.
Uh-huh.
They're all about long-term support.
Okay.
They stick together for a whole semester, maybe even a year,
Wow.
creating a real sense of camaraderie.
That's amazing.
They're there for each other academically, but also emotionally,
Wow.
like a built-in study group and support system all in one.
Incredible. Especially for students who might feel lost or overwhelmed in a traditional classroom.
Definitely.
Okay, but I have to ask,
Sure.
this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually make cooperative learning work in a classroom?
Well,
It can't just be go learn together.
you're absolutely right.
Uh-huh.
It definitely takes more than that. The teacher's role is crucial here.
All right, so walk me through it.
So,
What does a teacher need to do to set students up for success with this?
first, they need to choose activities that actually lend themselves to collaboration.
Okay,
It's not going to work for every single lesson,
right.
and they need to be super clear about the learning objective.
Yeah.
What are students supposed to get out of this experience? From there, it's all about setting those clear expectations.
So just saying work together isn't enough.
No, you need structure.
You need guidance.
Right. And that's also why assigning roles within the groups is so important.
Yeah.
It ensures everyone has a defined responsibility and that they contribute to the group's success. Think of
Okay.
roles like organizer, recorder, timekeeper, presenter, or checker.
So you're creating a system where everyone knows what's expected of them
Exactly.
and feels empowered to use their strengths.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what about those students who might try to take over.
Oh, yeah.
Or conversely, those who might fade into the background. How do you keep everyone engaged, contributing equally?
Well, that's where the monitoring comes in.
Okay.
The teacher needs to be actively observing,
Right.
providing support when needed, making sure no one is dominating or slacking off.
So it's a lot more involved than just group work.
Definitely.
Now, I'm curious about some of those specific strategies teachers use.
Oh, yeah, there are tons.
Are there any that are particularly effective?
Absolutely. One classic that's simple but incredibly effective is think, pair, share. The teacher poses a question,
Okay.
gives students time to think on their own,
Yeah.
then they pair up to discuss their thoughts,
Okay.
and finally share insights with the whole class.
That sounds promising. But how do you make sure all students participate equally in that?
Well,
What about those who are more introverted or hesitant to share?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
And it really highlights the importance of the teacher's role
Okay.
in facilitating and structuring these activities effectively. For example, they could provide sentence starters or prompts to help students articulate their thoughts.
Yeah.
They could encourage active listening
Okay.
by asking students to paraphrase their partner's ideas
Gotcha.
before sharing their own.
Interesting.
It's about creating that safe and supportive environment
Yeah.
where everyone feels comfortable contributing.
I like that.
And that actually brings us to another popular strategy.
Ooh. Tell me more.
This one's called Jigsaw.
Okay.
It's fantastic for delving deeper into those more complex topics.
Yeah.
So imagine you're exploring the rainforest ecosystem.
Oh, I'm there.
The teacher breaks the topic down
Yeah.
into smaller chunks,
Okay.
maybe climate, plant life, animal life, and human impact.
Okay.
Each student in a group
Yeah.
becomes an expert on one of those subtopics,
Interesting.
does their research, and then meets with experts from other groups
Okay.
who are focusing on the same subtopic. Then they go back to their original group
Right.
and teach their teammates what they learned.
Wow. I love that.
Yeah.
It makes everyone a vital piece of the puzzle,
Exactly.
and it encourages them to really take ownership of their learning.
Absolutely.
But isn't there a risk that some students might not do a good job of teaching?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
And it really highlights the importance of scaffolding and providing those clear guidelines that the teacher could offer resources,
Yeah.
graphic organizers, even practice sessions
Okay.
to help students prepare
Okay.
for their teaching role.
So it's really an opportunity to teach presentation skills
Exactly.
and peer-to-peer feedback, which are valuable skills in themselves.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm seeing more and more how cooperative learning is about so much more than just academics.
Right. It's those essential life skills.
Communication.
Yeah.
Collaboration, problem solving.
Skills that,
Yeah.
employers are always looking for.
Exactly. And those skills are transferable to any field.
Any job, any situation.
Right.
Where people need to work together effectively. And that's one of the most exciting things about cooperative learning.
Okay.
It equips students with a toolkit
Yeah.
to use to navigate their careers and their lives.
Regardless of what specific technical skills they pick up along the way.
Absolutely.
It's you're not just preparing them for a job,
No.
but for a lifetime of learning and adapting
You got it.
to whatever challenges
Right,
come
because
their way.
the world of work is changing so rapidly. Jobs that exist today might be obsolete tomorrow, and
Yeah.
new careers are constantly emerging.
It's true.
But those core skills, adaptability, resilience, problem solving, communication,
Yeah.
those will always be relevant.
So even if this specific technical knowledge becomes outdated,
Right.
the ability to collaborate and learn effectively with others
It never goes out of style.
never goes out of style.
Yeah.
That's like giving them a superpower.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about career success.
No.
It's about creating that positive and supportive learning environment.
Right.
Think about traditional classrooms.
Yeah.
Often a lot of competition, pressure to be the best.
Right.
Cooperative learning shifts the focus from individual achievement
Yeah.
to collective success. It creates that sense of community where everyone feels supported and valued.
So it sounds like you're creating a ripple effect of positive change.
Absolutely.
From boosting individual confidence
Yes.
to strengthening classroom communities
Totally.
and ultimately giving students the skills they need to thrive
It really is a powerful approach.
in a rapidly changing world.
And it's not just limited to the classroom.
Right.
These principles can be applied anywhere people are working together. Workplaces, community organizations, families, you name it.
Okay, that's a great point. I'm already thinking about how I could use some of these strategies in my own life.
It's really applicable.
But I have to admit,
Yeah.
I'm a bit skeptical about how well this would work, say, in a corporate setting. There's often so much competition, pressure to climb the ladder.
Right.
Would people really embrace a collaborative approach?
Think about how many workplace conflicts stem from poor communication,
Okay.
unclear roles, or an unwillingness to listen.
It's true.
Cooperative learning provides a framework to address those issues.
Interesting.
It encourages open communication,
Okay.
clarifies responsibilities, and fosters a culture of respect and support.
So instead of seeing colleagues as competition,
Right.
you start to see them as valuable allies.
Exactly.
People with different strengths, different perspectives,
Yes.
who can help you achieve something greater
Absolutely.
than you could on your own.
It's about leveraging that power of diversity
Yeah.
and collective wisdom to solve problems more creatively and effectively.
And it's not just about avoiding conflict either.
No, it's about creating that positive and fulfilling work environment
Right.
where everyone feels valued, motivated to contribute.
Okay, I'm starting to see the potential here.
Good.
It's not about being naive or ignoring the competition.
Right.
It's recognizing that collaboration can be a more powerful driver of success
Absolutely.
for individuals and organizations.
And it's not just about productivity and efficiency either. It's tapping into that human need for connection,
Okay.
for belonging,
Yeah.
contributing to something bigger than ourselves. When we create that sense of shared purpose,
Right.
collective responsibility,
Yeah.
we unlock this level of creativity, innovation, and motivation that can transform
So transformative, how we work and live.
Totally.
This has been so eye-opening.
Good and glad.
I feel like I'm seeing the world in a whole new light.
I love that.
And it makes me wonder if this can have such an impact on classrooms and workplaces. Could it extend to our personal lives?
Absolutely. Think about the challenges we face in our relationships,
Wow.
in families, in communities. How many stem from a lack of communication,
Okay, yeah.
empathy, a willingness to compromise?
Ooh, don't get me started. Definitely had my fair share of those moments.
We all have.
Uh-huh.
But the principles of cooperative learning
Yeah.
can give us the tools
Okay.
to navigate those challenges more effectively. They
Yeah.
encourage us to listen actively,
Right.
communicate our needs clearly,
Yeah.
and work together.
To find solutions that benefit everyone.
It's about shifting
Okay.
from a me versus you
Right.
to a we're in this together approach.
That's such a powerful shift.
It is.
And it makes me realize this isn't just a set of strategies
Yeah.
or technique.
It's a way of being
It's a way of being.
in the world,
Yeah.
a way of approaching challenges and relationships with collaboration and a belief in collective action.
That's beautifully said.
It is.
Recognizing we're all interconnected.
Yes.
We all have something valuable to contribute. And when we work together,
Right.
we can achieve incredible things.
Exactly. That's what makes this so powerful.
Yeah.
It's not just acquiring knowledge or skills. It's about tapping into what it means to be human.
Okay.
That desire to connect, to belong,
Right.
to make a difference.
That innate desire.
Exactly.
Beautifully said. I think that's the perfect note to end on.
You know, we've talked a lot about the practical stuff.
The nuts and bolts.
Yeah, like the structures, the strategies,
Yeah.
the teacher's role.
Right.
But there's like something deeper too, something almost magical.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
Tell me about this deeper magic.
It's about that human need to belong,
Right.
to be part of something bigger
Okay.
when we collaborate authentically. I mean, we tap into this wellspring of energy,
I can see that.
creativity.
Yeah. When I think about projects where I really connected with my team, we did some amazing things.
It's like feeding off each other's passion,
Okay.
that shared purpose, the collective responsibility.
Yeah.
It unlocks this motivation and innovation
Right.
that's hard to find when you're working alone.
It's like a hidden superpower,
I love that.
the superpower of collaboration.
And it's not limited to the classroom
Yeah.
or the workplace. It's something we can use everywhere.
In our lives, our families, communities,
Exactly.
our efforts to make a difference.
Imagine a world where we approach problems with that mindset,
Okay.
valuing different perspectives, sharing the responsibility,
Yeah.
working together to find solutions.
That benefit everyone.
Exactly.
It reminds me that everything we've talked about, it has the potential to transform lives.
Yes.
To create a more just, equitable, and harmonious world.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah. It's not just about the goals. It's about a way of being.
It is.
In the world.
Yeah.
Relating to others. Approaching challenges with collaboration.
And believe
in our collective potential.
So to everyone listening,
yeah,
think about how you can embrace this in your own lives.
Absolutely.
How can you tap into that power of
to achieve your goals?
Yeah.
Build stronger relationships.
And contribute to a better world.
Maybe it's something small. Like listening to a friend's perspective.
Yeah.
Or seeking out opportunities to collaborate.
Or volunteering your time.
For a cause you care about.
Every little bit helps.
It creates a more connected and compassionate world.
It's been great exploring this with you.
Likewise. I feel energized for the possibility.
Well, until next time.
Keep those minds curious, those hearts open,
and those collaborative spirits soaring.
See you on our next adventure.